So yeah, I hear more people are joining. That's great, actually. So today we'll be talking about everything about like the current, I would say, I wanted to say upcoming, but it's a current Hacktoberfest. It started a few days ago, surprisingly, just before the October, because like Hacktoberfest supposed to be like in October, around throughout the whole October, but I think they opened the registration a couple of days ago, and I already registered there, and I'm pretty sure some of our members also did. And I'm pretty sure we will have some people who are completely new to Hacktoberfest. By the way, we will be recording this thing because we have like dozens of people who registered but didn't show up, and they probably have a good reason not to show up. Maybe they were busy at the same time. So we will give them a chance to watch it later. So just keep in mind, we will be pushing it to our YouTube channel. And it's probably also good for you. You can always recap if there will be something what you want to listen to again or like. So my question is, how many people here are familiar with the Hacktoberfest? And how many Hacktoberfest have you done? If none, that's also okay. Post just 0, that would be fine. Use the comment section, and that's really interesting to see how experienced are our members in the call with this event. If you want, you can also unmute yourself pretty much like at any time. We don't have like any formal setup for this call, so jump in whenever you want. That's okay. We did pretty much like similar call last year as well for Hacktoberfest 2020. And there were many people in the call, and we surely have some advanced members who are doing it like not for the first time, but like already like, I don't know, 5th or... Actually, the current Hacktoberfest is the 8th one in the row. They run it for the 8th time. The company behind it, it's called Digital Ocean. And it goes pretty well, except then starting from last year, there was some kind of controversy about spam, and we will talk about it. Some people abused this campaign just to gain some swag for by the organizers. Organizers provide a nice T-shirt swag. Some companies on top of that also provide some additional swag to the contributors. So yeah, the idea here is not to abuse this whole thing, this beautiful campaign where many people get onboarded and learn about open source, like about Git system, about the code versioning system. So I have here right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 commands by different members, and I will blend it in for the recording. So 5 commands, and everyone is writing of these 5 that they have 0 experience with Hacktoberfest. That's pretty much great. This is like the reason why we in the community we run this kind of calls to familiarize yourself with the whole campaign. So yeah, I was kind of today in the middle of preparation of this slide deck. I will start sharing my my screen, my presentation, basically. The slides, these are not many slides, but they will be also available afterwards. Don't worry, don't take snapshots. You can if you want, but don't bother. You can after the call. Actually, I will send out a sum up email to everyone who have registered for the call, for the event, and I will provide you with the recording of the session and also the slide deck. If there will be some interesting links, probably I will also include them. So let's start sharing the screen. And again, you can jump in anytime, whenever you want. Okie doke. So what we have here, let's go into the presentation mode. So Hacktoberfest 2021, as I said just a few minutes ago, it's the 8th one. They run it every single year. The company behind it is called DigitalOcean. I don't know. You can also use the comment section to write if you know the company itself. The company is a hosting company, basically. Or like using the current buzzwords, it's a cloud operator, you could say. So basically, they provide like compute instances, they provide storage, and all sorts of capacities like this, networking, obviously. Check out their website, their product offering. They're very developer friendly. They have this reputation, and I'm pretty much I would confirm it. Their services and their hosting their hosting services are very straightforward. You don't really need to complete any kind of certifications in order to use them. I mean, they're very intuitive, very simplistic. If you are in some kind of trouble, you can always find a solution by just looking up on the internet, I would say. So yeah, that's the company behind it. And there are some other companies which are supporting DigitalOcean to organize this campaign every year. This year it's Intel for sure, and a few more companies. You can later I will show you the website, their homepage, and you can check out all the information there as well. It's our agenda. I wanted to kind of expand it even further, and there are some more slides which are not reflected here, but like we will basically discuss what's the Hacktoberfest, what are the rules, what are the goodies, and some more stuff, which for some reason, I don't know why, but they were not included in the agenda. I will probably tune it before I send out the final version. So what's the Hacktoberfest? Let's talk about the name itself. The name is kind of playing with the words of hacking and Oktoberfest. So hacking, all of you probably know, it's a kind of security thing. You know, you try to explore the system and find vulnerabilities, or just, you know, sometimes they call programming, coding, basically hacking. You know, so it's just a cool buzzword. Oktoberfest is basically it's very fitting right now that I'm located in the southern Germany, because not very far away in Munich, in the city of Munich, we have like every year. I'm not sure about this year, it's the last year, but pretty much like before the pandemic, it was every year that they run at the end of September and beginning of October. They have this beer festival called Oktoberfest. People from all over the world are coming there and visiting it, and basically drinking beer, having a good time. So that's how this term Hacktoberfest was coined, by just cutting two words into one, so that you know. Homepage, yeah, that's pretty much like the most important thing. And probably here I can stop my presentation. No, just kidding. But let's check out the homepage. In the URL, you will already see that it's hosted on the subdomain of digitalocean.com. This is the homepage of the company behind it. So whenever you want, you can check out their homepage without Hacktoberfest. But for now, we'll be talking more about the Hacktoberfest itself. Let's app to the homepage now. So this is the homepage. This is how cool it looks. Here's the companies which are supporting this issue of Hacktoberfest. Upright, Intel, Deep Source, and everything is organized pretty much by the DigitalOcean. That's number 8. I already told you. This is the 8th edition. Yeah, there's some welcoming video, I guess. This is the CEO of. Yeah, I guess it's the CEO. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's CEO of the DigitalOcean company. So yeah, the idea behind it. Let's talk a little bit about the whole like objective. Why they run it? What's the reason behind it? So the reason and motivation behind it is to get people onboarded and get them familiar with the open source world. And open source is basically like mostly all software created by peers all over the world, usually in a distributed way, but not only. And it's a pretty beautiful software in many cases, because like almost the whole internet is running on open source, and there are many other operating systems and apps and whatever you want, like everything is almost open source is pretty much eating the world, and it's pretty beautiful, and you can always join it and contribute to it. Behind this, like aside from this kind of altruistic incentives and ideas with open source, it's also very pragmatic. By contributing to open source, you can involve yourself into like high quality coding, I would say, by other peers who are contributing to the open source, and you can like look what they are doing and learn from them. So you can boost your skills basically by being involved there. It's also a governance. People just need to talk to each other. They need to solve problems. They need to mitigate, and like pretty much like everything what you would do at your usual job and work, right? So that's there are like many benefits to contributing to open source and being involved there. Also, it's a very nice CV addition to your CV to have some nice and known, sometimes also an unknown open source projects listed there as where you would advertise it as your contributions, or like that you are contributing or volunteering to the project. So it's pretty great. It's really looks nice and gives a good impression about you to potential employer, partner. Yeah, so let's quickly check out the homepage. Here you will learn. It's pretty like straightforward. There's no like not a lot of text in a small font, so make sure to check it out. Some basic rules are listed also here. We will have the same section in our presentation as well. So before it was before the whole spam kind of scandal a couple of years ago, where people started to abuse this whole campaign, and many open source maintainers or open source people who run the software and create it, they were pretty much unhappy with the whole thing, because in October suddenly a lot of people would run and try to mess with their code, like with their repositories, with their software, just because Hacktoberfest is there and they want to kind of gain some swag or whatever is being distributed there. So starting 2 years ago, there are some more stricter rules, but we will talk about it in a few moments. Yeah, so what they have here, they have a list of events actually. There are some official kickoff events. See them here. It's the first of October actually. Today is one of the official kickoff events for the American region. Here on the 4th of October for the Asia Pacific region. If you are from this region, make sure to attend. This is like official DigitalOcean team, Hacktoberfest team will be speaking there, and some other contributors, and they will be like explain you all the things about it again and again. If you have any specific questions, they can answer to you, and so on and so forth. So if you are like from this region, make sure to attend it on 4th of October. If you're from the Europe or Middle East or African region, there is 6th of October is the official kickoff day. And you know what? I will be taking part there as well. And for some reason, DigitalOcean decided to invite me this year to have a small slot of 5 minutes. What I will do there, I will just talk about a little bit about our community, Cloud Study Network, and our repositories, because we have like plenty of repositories on GitHub where we jointly kind of not necessarily creating software, but contributing some knowledge, like collecting some knowledge, which is usually pretty useful to our members. And I will talk a little bit about it in a few moments as well. And I will show you how our repository looks like. And you can also contribute there. And it's pretty easy because usually it's not a software code. These are like textual information which you can research and add there in the form of a pull request. And if it's an appropriate pull request, I will approve it. I'm one of the mostly the maintainer of our repositories. If anyone want to help with maintaining repositories, any help is always welcome. But for now, I usually watch over our community repositories. So yeah, I will have 5 minutes of glory there. We will explain about our community, what we're doing, and how people outside from our community can also contribute and maybe join our community. I mean, it's a completely open group here, right? Yeah, so they have a premium partners as well. Right, I think I already mentioned that Intel and DeepSource this year, and they keep changing. They also have community partners, all these amazing companies which are listed here. And that's pretty much it. What you have here, you have list of events. Other than these 3 official kickoff events, they actually have a full-blown list, like a huge list of third-party events. And some of them are local, so you might find them in your geographical region and join them if you want. Be careful, just be careful because of the pandemic and stuff like this. Actually, this year, officially DigitalOcean and the organizers of Hacktoberfest don't recommend to run in person, like physical events, but do them in a virtual way rather, like an online event. So still you will find a location here. This location is it's a little bit confusing because even if the location is Delhi, India, it probably is online. It's a virtual event still. So location doesn't really matter very much. Well, it matters obviously because maybe you want to just join a different group in a different location, still virtually. So yeah. We supposed to be listed here on the 1st of October. I submitted the whole thing yesterday. It's not yet in the list, but probably it will pop up there later, either today or tomorrow, I don't know. So going through this list, you can find here you have the dates in this column. You can find like any event here, and you can join them by just simply scrolling a little bit further. You will find the events, link to the event itself. They use like different platforms. Yeah, that's about the third-party events. Event like this, what we do right now with you, is also a third-party event which got officially registered there. Not yet like officially approved, but it's just a matter of time. It's nothing like it was the same like last year with our community. We did pretty similar event last year. So what else? If you can also organize an event about it. Maybe, I don't know, if you're a newbie, maybe not this year, but if it's something like really interesting to you, just learn how it goes, and you can do similar thing like next year yourself. And for this reason, there is an event organizer kit. If you go there, you will find some kind of interesting like graphics and information which you can use as an organizer. But I guess our target audience today is not like organizing their own events. So yeah, there's a section for frequently asked questions. You can also go there and check them out if you have like any specific questions. If you are lost, you can always ask in one of the spaces within our community. We have like Slack, Discord, Telegram, and we have also LinkedIn group and Facebook group. So make sure to ask there for help. Otherwise, the official way to ask for help is their Discord server. they have a Discord server. For some reason, I cannot find it quickly here. If you would search in Google for Discord, it's every single question will be, I guess, answered there, because like they have, if not thousands, and then definitely hundreds of people actively at like almost at all times there, so they will help you for sure. Okay, that's pretty much like the walkthrough through the homepage of the Hacktoberfest. Yeah, let's switch back to our presentation. If there are any questions whatsoever right now already, feel free to post them or unmute yourself and ask. Okay, so let's go to the next page. The page rules is blank in my case. I didn't have enough time to fill it out, but you will find the rules. Maybe I just sure I should include the. You know what? I will just simply copy paste it from the homepage, and I will explain you the rules. So this year you can use GitHub or GitLab. These are two most popular platforms for open source contributions and for version controlling. So basically, a lot of people are using it to control the development of the software in general, because it's not always required that you create open source software on these platforms, but you can create also closed source or like private software there as well, if you use a private repositories or or open repositories, but without any open source license attached to it. I will also show you how our repository and generally how GitHub looks like. If you don't know anything about GitHub or GitLab, and I would recommend to start with GitHub if you don't have like any strong reasons not to do so, instead using GitLab. So GitHub is a little bit easier to understand, in my opinion. And if you are into tech jobs at all, into development specifically, it's almost a must to have an account there. You know, it's like a social media for developers and tech people, almost. You can think of it like this. So, if there are any questions, again, feel free to ask. We have here, I'm just formatting this thing. So the rules are, you have to contribute the code in the form of a pull request. What is a pull request? Pull request is a way how you can suggest a change to existing code. Probably I should switch now to GitHub. So what you see here, I'm logged in right now in GitHub. This is my profile here. You can see like my credentials here and some of the menu items. This is like how GitHub looks like as a front page if you are logged in. And you can also, once you have a profile, you can go to your profile and it would look something like this. Probably also different because as a newbie, if you're a newbie, you would have it like blank here. This is a timeline basically of my contributions, not distinguishing what kind of contributions, just my days when I was active and like where I did what. It's pretty much like you can track pretty much everything, all the open activities. There are some activities that you don't want to reveal. That's also okay. If you're working on closed repositories, it will not be revealed here. So there are the code is stored in repositories. It's like, you can think of it like a folder. And here you will see some of my repositories listed here. I can go to the repositories. I will not do this because there are some private ones as well. So, but what we have here, we have an organization called Cloud Community. Or I say organization because it's a specific term which GitHub is using. It's an organization is basically just a representation of some kind of organization, and under this umbrella of any organization, you can have multiple repositories, as you can see here. This is like the tab with all the repositories. And what you can do, let's now go to this repository, for example. And oh, surprise, we have a pull request here. So basically what you have to create here, you have to create within the scope of this Hacktoberfest campaign, you have to create at least four valid pull requests. And they have to be appropriate pull requests, which will be approved by the maintainers of the repository. In this case, I'm the maintainer of this specific repository called Cloud Community / this is the organization's name, and this is actually the repository here, free certifications. It's one of the most popular repositories in our organization because it has 1.7 thousand stars. This is like on GitHub and some other systems like GitLab, which is very similar in a way. The projects are usually measured, their popularity is measured by the number of stars. What is number of stars? This is like how many people find it interesting. It's like you can think of it like live, for example, on social media, on Facebook, for example, something like this. And there are plenty of projects which have like thousands and dozens of thousands and sometimes like hundreds of thousands of likes or stars, should I say. So and this specific repository is the most popular one. If you are here, make sure like once you navigate here, make sure to start as well. We will have more stars and it will be more visible, and it also means more people will be contributing back to this repository. So basically, speaking of this repository, what is this? It's just a list of, it's a textual or tabular list of currently available free certifications. This is what our members are very passionate about. This is how basically our community also grew, because people started to share all sorts of free certifications or discounted certifications, which were very useful for our members to learn new technologies and improve their skills. I'm not sure that this list is up to date. So what you could do, for example, you could double check some of the entries here and see if it's still up to date. And if it's not, an entry have to be moved into another list, which is called expired offers here. You see, I'm already explaining you like about a specific repository which you can contribute to. It was I supposed to do it like at a later point in this call, but I mean, let's do it now then. Yeah, so expired offers, you will find not just to delete simply the lines of text with some valuable information. We are moving it here from the current offers, you know, to save it like for chronological reasons, you know, maybe to look up what was going on like 1 year back and so on. And you know what, if you will discover anything what is not yet listed here, any kind of free certification, or yeah, I guess it's a list of free certifications, not discounted ones. So feel free to add it here. The only thing is that this certification should be of any tech or product management, something like related to tech. Like completely untechy certifications probably are not very appropriate here. Whole topic or like our domain is tech, basically. It can be like general tech, or could be like specifically to cloud native technologies or cloud computing. What would be even better, but I mean, general tech is okay. You will find here stuff about Kanban, about agile methodologies, all sorts of things about specific databases. So yeah, and we have like different sections here. We have a security section where you will find everything, all free certifications related to security topics. Project management, again, like speaking generally about tech. Marketing, even marketing, that's also interesting. I forgot actually that we have marketing here as well. So if you will find something related to marketing, which is like which is a free certification and not yet listed here, feel free to contribute. So let's move now how to contribute. It's not that you can see here I have a pencil sign. I can basically go into this whole thing and change, but it's only because I'm a maintainer and I'm the only maintainer of this thing. So what contributors should do is they have to create a pull request. And I will not go very much into details how to do this, but you will find a nice explanation about it on the homepage of Hacktoberfest, and they have also very nice short videos explaining you how exactly to do this. So just to be very brief, I would say this whole GitHub and Git works through CLI, command line interface. It means you have to download something from this from this website. They have a package which is downloadable. Whatever system you have, like if you have Linux or Mac OS or Windows, it works on every operating system. It's just a slightly different package. So you have to install GitHub CLI, and then you can contribute, start contributing, just learn how, and you can start contributing by just command line. You will type in black terminal like some specific commands, and you can pull. You can just pull basically the code, or in this case, this is like textual information. I will show you how the sources looks like. This is a language, a markup language which is called Markdown. Markdown is a official or standard language here to write notes and text. It's basically like text formatting. Starting here, you will see it's a table here. So it's a convention that you have to learn. But again, this is like it can be pretty much like new to you, the whole Git thing, GitHub like CLI, but also this Markdown. But this has like the very, very basic things about software development. So it don't like be lazy, don't procrastinate, like take your time, watch a couple of short tutorials, learn how Markdown works. And there is a good reference on the on GitHub itself. If you will just simply look up Markdown, GitHub, like 2 keywords, you will find you will land in the landing page of describing like the whole markup language. And also Git is very essential if you are going to develop any software whatsoever. And even if you're not a software developer or for example, DevOps person, that's also super important for you, because you will be dealing with developers who are like using this Git thing on a daily basis, like pretty much like all the time. So it will be really beneficial for you. So if you're into tech, make sure to learn Git and GitHub and also Markdown. Markdown is super easy. It's just you see it's just a text with some formatting, and this formatting is very much like straightforward and intuitive, I would say. Okay, if there are any questions whatsoever, make sure to post them into the chat, or feel free to unmute yourself. I don't see any new comments, and then we will proceed. Let's see what we have here. So yeah, I'm inserting the official rules here. Let's go quickly through them. Pull requests can be made in any participating GitHub or GitLab hosted repository projects. Look for the Hacktoberfest topic to know if a project is participating in Hacktoberfest. Okay, that's super important to show you here how it works, because otherwise, if you will be contributing not to a right repository, it will be not counted. But before you start doing this whole Hacktoberfest at all, you have to go to the home page, which we just walked through before, and register there. And if you have a GitHub account, you can also use your GitHub account to simply bind it to the homepage of Hacktoberfest, and that will be it. You will be registered there. So it means before going and registering there, it's recommended to create either GitHub or GitLab account if you don't have yet one. I strongly recommend to go with GitHub if you are not like anti-Microsoft person or whatever. I'm not a Microsoft fan, and I'm not promoting this whole company and platform, but I find it much easier to use than GitLab, for example. It could be like very subjective. So if you ask me, I would recommend to go with GitHub, but you might have different preference. So at first, like register at GitHub if you don't have an account yet there. Once it's done, go to the homepage of Hacktoberfest, register there, and I would recommend to use your GitHub, not credentials. You can kind of use the authorization, how to call it. So basically, you can like use GitHub to create an account at Hacktoberfest homepage. It will not pass your credentials. I'm pretty sure it will just simply connect both things. And this way you don't have like to remember a new password and so on. It will be connected already. Once you did this, once you have registered at Hacktoberfest homepage, you can start contributing. You can start creating pull requests on GitHub in this case, and it will track. That's the whole reason behind the connection between two systems, two sites. It will the Hacktoberfest homepage will be tracking your activities at GitHub and registering them. So once you have at least 4 approved pull requests, it will let you know, not immediately. It will take several hours, because imagine these guys are monitoring like thousands and thousands of participants right now at every single moment. So it will take a few hours for sure for them to check and register your contributions, and then for sure you will receive an email from them, from Hacktoberfest, with like, congratulations. I actually have just received recently. Yeah, I will share with you like how it looks like. So this is like the email you will be receiving. The topic is, congrats on submitting your first Hacktoberfest pull request. It will look something like this. Just general blah blah. That's your. It also means everything works. Everything works in this regard, and the next pull requests will be registered as well. Just pay attention that it will be not immediately done. It will take some time. Okay, so let me show how to. Now we will have actually a slide about how to choose the right repository, because not all repositories out there on GitHub are participating at this campaign. Okay, so that's one of the rules. This is pretty much like the main rule. Pick the right repository where it will have a tag named Hacktoberfest. Sorry, it will include a tag like this. You can sign up anytime between October 1st and October 31st. Just be sure to sign up on the official Hacktoberfest website for your pull requests count. So what should I do here? I should actually include again the home, actually the URL of the home page here. So, official Hacktoberfest website. It will be this one. Okay, details. We have some details here. Let's quickly go through them as well. The pull requests must contain commits you made yourself. So yeah, that basically means it should be your pull requests. The changes that you are suggesting should be coming from your account, basically. That's pretty much like a no-brainer. If a maintainer reports your pull request as spam, this is like an important topic we will talk about. It will not be counted towards your participation in Hacktoberfest. That's very important. If a maintainer reports behavior that it's not in line with the project's code of conduct, it's also the code of conduct is also listed on their homepage. You will be ineligible to participate. So basically, they will ban you. If you will go crazy, they will ban you, and that's rightfully so. A pull request is considered approved once it has an overall approving review from maintainers, or has been merged by maintainers, or has been given the Hacktoberfest accepted label. Okay, these things, don't bother about it. It will be difficult for you probably as a newbie to track this whole, like if it was approved or not. But basically, if it's a legit contribution, and the maintainer is not like on vacation for 3 months or so, like regularly checking all the contributions and approving them or declining, this is like a work or task of the maintainer. It's not always the case, but I expect that your contributions should be approved in time within October. It's important. If it's not within October, the chances are high it will be not counted. So if you're a newbie, you don't know where to contribute, I invite you to join simply our organization. I will show you how, and just do contributions, like little contributions, because I understand it's a difficult hurdle to cross, to learn Git, how to use Git, and then Markdown language, for example, in this case. So yeah, use of one of our simple repositories out there. I just showed you one. We have multiple such a textual repositories, where we basically collect different chunks of information, which is very easy to contribute. But yeah, and I promise I will approve them in time or decline them in time as well. Usually, from my experience from last year, all like 90% of pull requests were appropriate pull requests with some useful contribution, and they got approved. There were some spam, couple of spam entries last year, which got declined, or like something what didn't make sense, like some kind of change that didn't make sense, not necessarily spam. They were also declined, but these are like very seldom, so don't worry about it. Okay, that's all about the rules. It doesn't say that you have to have like at least 4 pull requests, which is interesting. So, but it's also one of the rules that only 4 and more pull requests, approved pull requests, again, it should be approved by the maintainer, will actually grant you this, what we have on the next page. Goodies. Let's talk about goodies a little bit. Oh, why I'm sharing it right now, I have no idea. I should present it actually. Yeah, so what you see on this picture is actually the goodies I got last year. They arrived all like in one package. Very, very nice looking package also, with some beautiful Hacktoberfest branding, 2020 in this case. And yeah, there was a t-shirt inside of my size. You have to, at some point, you have to, once you are eligible to receive the goodies, so it means you have at least 4 approved pull requests, I guess you can already choose your t-shirt size somewhere there. Or there is an option, and it's also written here, you can alternatively plant a tree somewhere in the world. You will not do it physically. So yeah, don't expect getting a ticket to some nice location to plant a tree. No, it will be not the case. But they will plant it for you instead of your t-shirt. So they will commit planting a tree somewhere in a region where it's required. It was my first real Hacktoberfest last year, so I really wanted to have this t-shirt. That's why I went for a t-shirt. I don't know, maybe this year I will also go for a t-shirt, but probably next year's I will already be starting planting the trees. Let's see. And what else you will get? A nice chunk of stickers for your laptop or to give away, to your peers. Usually these stickers are provided by the contributing or partnering organizations, which you saw, I showed to you on their homepage, for this year. Last year it was, I guess, slightly different. There were slightly different organizations. So yeah, that's pretty much all you will get in mail once you're eligible. Important thing, so you will be contributing during the whole October, but you will get your stuff, your swag, somewhere. In my case, it was somewhere in December of the same year. So I contributed pretty much late of October 2020, and I got my parcel from them in December, somewhere in December 2020. So it took quite a while for them to process. And imagine there are so many people doing this thing every single year, and every year more and more. So it will take some time. Don't expect it already in the next months. But I heard that many people got it also just a couple of months after, not couple of months, but pretty quickly. I mean, after 4 or 6 weeks even. I'm not sure about it, but I had a feeling that I got it pretty late because I already saw so many reports before me, way in advance before me, that people were showcasing their swags and t-shirts and everything. So, but anyways, make sure to contribute, make sure to learn this stuff, and choose your t-shirt size if you're going for a t-shirt, and forget about it. Don't look it up. It will take time until they will process everything. It will be a surprise at some point, just be surprised. It's a nice thing. Stickers of Hacktoberfest partners were already mentioned. Yeah, that's pretty much what you will get. Repositories. Let's talk a little bit again about repositories. Here's where you can find repositories, repos, called for short. Sorry, I'm tired already. To contribute to our repositories. I already mentioned you. We have a full-blown organization there on GitHub, and most of our repositories are not even code. It's not there are some with code for sure, but we have a lot of information. We actually, I would say, abuse GitHub to store some useful information in a kind of collaborative way. I'm pretty sure GitHub is not angry about because we are doing it, but that's a really comfortable way to use it like a community, to contribute from different peers to the same place. So yeah, use this opportunity, because it's not code, it's text. It's very easy to look up, easy to research, and give back. What you can also do if you want to contribute to our one of our repositories, I will highly recommend you to join our organization by this self-invitation link, which you will find here. You go there and you simply let's maybe demonstrate it really quickly. So what you need here, you have to enter your GitHub username. This is like your GitHub handle. And you click this button, you will receive an official invitation immediately. A script will do this. And this way, it's not like as easy, like, for example, as joining a group on Facebook or something like this. It need to be like, you need to be invited for some reason, but that's why we created the script so that it can go really quickly. Once you are in our organization, what are the benefits? Well, you will be involved pretty much like wherever you want to be involved in our organization and contribute everywhere. And it will also show up on your profile. I will show you how. It will show up on your profile, especially if you're a newbie. It should display on your profile like this. This is my profile, and organizations on the left pane, pretty much like below, you will find an icon of our organization. Just make sure, there's a trick. You have to make it public, your participation. How to make it public? You have to go to the organizations. Once you are inside, go to people. So once you self-invited yourself, go to people, look up yourself. In this case, that would be me. And here you see, somehow you should be able to change the visibility. Manage, maybe it's like this. Okay, I don't know exactly. I forgot it already. But basically, somewhere here you should be able to figure out how it is. You have to be able to change your visibility from private to public. Oh, it's very simple. I couldn't just click rightfully on it. So you can just switch here between public and private. Just go to public, and from this moment, you will see our amazing icon on your profile as well. That's cool. You will be kind of associated with our organization, I call it. We are using this terminology because GitHub is imposing it. I don't know if we can call ourselves, like, I would say community, but they call us organization. Okay. So what else? Let me see. Let's go to the presentation again. We have a few minutes left. Yeah, once you are there, what you can also do, you can start, as I told you before, you can start one of our repositories. I will briefly show you how. It's really very simple, and it will boost our visibility and attract hopefully more contributors. This is like a pinned repository here because it's the most popular one. Any repository can be pinned. The list of all repositories will be found here. This one is nice. I just started it today. Champion, Ambassador, MVP programs. It's just a list of all known. It will be a huge list, but it's only like have 3 entries right now. It's an AFSM list. Forget the word AFSM, it's just a buzzword which we used here. Curated list of technology-related champion, ambassador, advocate, most valuable professional MVP programs. And probably you have heard about it, like Microsoft MVP. There are like plenty of them out there, and there is a link behind it. It will guide you directly to their MVP program. There is a Google Developer Expert program going on, pretty much like similar thing, but a different name and different organization behind it. There are also AWS Heroes, but there are much more programs like this with tech companies, and we are creating a curated list of these programs. Why? Because some of our members might be interested to check them out and maybe join or like apply for one of these programs. And you know what? We have plenty of people who are already either MVP or GDE or like an AWS Heroes. And also, I know for sure like a few people with Alibaba Cloud, MVP program, and so on and so forth. So if you will have any specific questions about it, you may also try to ask them in our community. Yeah, that's like just one of the repositories. And how to start, I just unstart this repository, but how to start is really very simple. You simply open a repository like this. Once you are there, just go to this, navigate to this button and start it. That's it. And once you did this, you will see your name in this list of all stars. That's it. So my like kind of what I want to ask you is just if you find something like interesting within our repositories here, and you can go through them here anytime, make sure to start them as well. I think, yeah, you can make it even like from the front end, like from the overview. Okay, we still have, I guess, people joining, but it's a little bit too late, so they will be already watching the recording. Yeah, there is a question by John. What sample contributions you have submitted last year that was accepted? Most of the contributions I did last year were within our organization, and this were, I don't remember if I contributed some code. That could be, but mostly I contributed this kind of text snippets, which provided some useful addition to our lists, which we maintain on GitHub in our organization. So, and a lot of people from our community, like plenty of people from the community, did pretty much the same. So that's an answer to your question. Exactly what I told you, like one of these MVP programs, that's exactly the type of repository or information that I contributed. So yeah, we were running out of time a little bit. Otherwise, I would just show you exactly how to do this. Yeah, you can figure out yourself. It's not very difficult. Just figure out how the Git procedure works, how to create a pull request. And if you are on Windows, there's this tool called, provided officially by GitHub, called GitHub Desktop, I guess. Let me look up really quickly if it's the right name I'm using here. Yeah, it's GitHub Desktop. So it's a GUI application. It's just a usual application with an interface. You don't have to mess with command line and stuff like this. Make sure to install it if you're on Windows. It will simplify like a lot of things for you. It will pull the code. It will store it locally. You can edit it locally, and it will submit back to the GitHub, and then from there you can create pull requests. That's pretty much like a very straight line process, and I'm pretty sure if you're a newbie, it will be very helpful. Like, will save you a lot of time, and you can get you can dive deeper into the whole Git thing, how to, like, what kind of commands do it have, and so on at a later point. It shouldn't always be like everything like at once. You can take it gradually, like all this new information. And yeah, GitHub Desktop should help you with this. Yeah, let's see if we have like any final notes here. Switching back to the repositories to our presentation. Yeah, this is like another way how to find repos or repositories which are eligible or which are participating. Is to use, as you see here, is to use this kind of filter, which only displays repositories with a Hacktoberfest tag inside. Let me switch to this view. This is exactly the URL I have opened. The repositories are listed here below, and the most popular ones by the star number here are listed on top, and the less popular ones are below, basically. Yeah, Free Code Camp is a super popular repository. Many people are contributing there, and so on and so forth. You can free programming books. You see, these guys are using GitHub in pretty similar way as we do. They're not storing the code itself. They're just storing some information. Let's check them out. It's an introduction here. There are like categories of books by different languages, and so on and so forth. So if you will find a book, freely available book, it shouldn't be like the copyright should be should be permitting sharing it. You could edit somewhere here if you want, but if you are lost, if you don't know where to contribute, head to one of our repositories, and there are plenty of stuff that can be done there. Yeah, okay. So filtering by this filter, Hacktoberfest filter, and this is just basically one of the requirements this year to have this tag within the description of the repository. Any repos at GitHub or GitLab tagged with the Hacktoberfest tag, again, it's the same. Okay, goodies, we did what to contribute, look into repos, issues. So there's a special tab called issues. You can look into them if they have open issues, and issues are being opened by some other members who there's something what needs to be fixed or added or whatever. So you might want to contribute one of these issues, like solve one of these issues. Fix obvious typos or mistakes that you will find in the code or in the description maybe. You can also try to contribute this information as a pull request. Translate software into different your languages. Like if you know a language which is not yet supported, but they want to be like a multilingual kind of software or whatever this is, you can try to like translate simple strings, like hello or whatever there is, into your language or the language at least, and contribute back as a pull request or multiple pull requests. Don't spam. This is like the most important rule. Don't abuse this whole thing. Like try to be helpful. Sometimes it's okay, especially when you are new. Maybe there might be some mistakes. You can also mention my first time, like in the comment section of a pull request. You can also mention that it's your first Hacktoberfest and first contribution, so that maintainers will not go crazy if something is wrong with this. So that's pretty much it for now, I would say. If there are any questions whatsoever, feel free to ask. Otherwise, after the call, I will be on one of our communication channels. Feel free to ask me or just simply post a question about it, and I'm pretty sure any of the members will answer it, including me. Okie doke. So if there are no further questions, then I want to thank you a lot for taking time and participating at this call. And good luck hacking at the Hacktoberfest. Yeah, maybe we'll have a call end of October to sum up our progress. Let's see. It's not yet scheduled. If you think it will be useful, also feel free to express this wish, and we will organize something like this. Okay, so take care, stay safe, and see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.